We begin our Sunrise Smart Start by tracking the snowfall so far across the region. Our chief photographer, Eric, putting on his meteorology hat and driving out to Sparta.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that the grass is still green here.
Yeah, we had seen some reports of having that. Maybe you just got to go climb that mountain there. On the left, find a little bit more. But James, he's been all over the place in the southern tier. Cohocton, Wayland, making over to Avoca, and we have found some, but here in Monroe County, it is just green on the radar.
Yeah, you look at a map of topography and it goes like this. It's up and down and up and down. So it's the Finger Lakes. Chief, you got valleys all over the place. So peaks and valleys, you are at a peak. You probably have snow. Canisius, another spot where I have seen some snowfall reports, but you get around closer to Lake Ontario and it is just plain old wet. Starting to see just a touch of light, a little bit of brightening thanks to that sun coming up at 7:13 a.m. Advertised 47, will be in the lower 40s throughout the afternoon. 8-day forecast at the end of the show. Brendan, Michaela.
All right, thank you, James. As Eric has been bringing us the live shots of some of the snow this morning, our Greater Rock Sky Eyes just been rain as expected. We knew that would happen. On our map, 490 in and out of downtown, passing over the river and near the inner loop, moving along at speed. 590 looking good on the east side as well, passing through Blossom and Browncroft.
Well, leaders with the Rochester City School District, they may be one step closer to hiring a permanent school superintendent, at least deciding and what type of super they might want to have.
One top qualification, they want someone to stay here for a while. Ron Spitzer live in studio with the rest of what they're looking for in this candidate to lead the district.
Yeah, guys, the board brought in an executive search firm to reach out to focus groups, host public forums, and conduct an online survey to capture that profile. Board President Cynthia Elliott says it needs to be someone who makes sure students are taught with excellence. There have been 3 different leaders in the past 4 years. Dr. Demario Strickland currently serves as interim superintendent after Dr. Carmine Peluso's sudden departure earlier this year. While the profile was presented, members of the board pointed out the superintendent should also have a background with students who need special education, as well as experience in urban education and systemic change. Off camera, Dr. Strickland expressed his interest in filling the superintendent position permanently. Elliott says in her 20 years as board president, the superintendent position has seen high turnover. She says hiring for the role is a 2-year process, and the key right now is finding someone who's willing to commit.
We've had a lot of change over the 20 years that I've been, almost 20 years. So we need some stability, and we need to have the leader who is going to ensure with our staff that they're willing to stay, that they're going to stay, and have confidence that to be able to ensure our staff that we've got someone that's going to be able to stay for at least 5 years. That is the longevity of the board goals, as well as the longevity of the strategic plan.
The district says the last day for applicants to apply for the position is December 15th, with interviews expected to start in January and hopefully have a name by March. Guys.
All right. Thank you, Iran. Certainly keeping a close eye on that story. Meanwhile, a Pennsylvania man has been arrested for a series of smash and grabs in Livingston County. 39-year-old Ben McCormick arrested November 15th, where deputies say they believe he's linked to multiple crimes within the last 2 months. He's now charged with 2 counts of felony burglary and grand larceny, as well as criminal mischief, all of which are 3rd-degree charges. He's currently being held on bail as this investigation is ongoing.
To this chase for a stolen car from Thursday morning that did injure a police officer. RPD says it began around 5 a.m. when 38-year-old Abraham Bradford cut the lock off a garage on Monroe Avenue and stole a table saw. Police on scene tried to intervene, reaching in to make an arrest. That's when they say Bradford hit the gas and sped off in a stolen car with a woman in the passenger seat. One officer was injured in that getaway. The chase kept going, eventually ending there at South Avenue when the suspects ditched the car. The injured officer was treated at the hospital. That woman is not charged with anything. She's been released, no longer in custody. Bradford faced an assault charge as well as various other offenses. We've also learned he had outstanding warrants for an arrest with MCSO, Greece Police, law enforcement in Wayne County, and also Amherst Police.
Turning to other headlines here, and starting January 6th, 4 New York northern ports of entry will change their hours.
That's here. In total, 38 along the border with Canada are making the switch. Border officials say staffing is really what to point to for this change, also citing smaller numbers of cars coming through certain crossings. Leaders from both sides of the aisle in Albany say this could have negative impacts on emergency services, small businesses, and just everyday people.
The Canadian residents are members of U.S. volunteer fire companies, or that Canadian and U.S. companies have mutual aid agreements where they will literally send fire trucks across the border to fight a structure fire.
That's going to have a detrimental effect not only to residents along the border here that depend on going back and forth to see family members, but also small businesses and commercial truck traffic that runs through there.
The governor also opposes the change in the hours, saying we need to expand enforcement at the border, calling on Customs and Border Protection to reverse that decision.
President-elect Donald Trump announces his new choice for Attorney General is Pam Bondi. She has served as Florida's Attorney General as well as a prosecutor, and Trump chose Bondi the very same day that former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew from the consideration for this job amid those lingering questions about his past behavior and sexual misconduct claims.
A week to go until Black Friday. All the sales now and holiday shopping picking up speed. Deputies have this warning about all those so-called porch pirates. They say you should probably ask for a signature. You can require this for any and all deliveries. Also, schedule packages to be dropped off when you know you're going to be around. And it's always good, if you can afford it, to have the home surveillance systems, the Ring doorbells, and other motion sensor cameras.
If you know you're not going to be home, you can have it delivered to a trusted neighbor or family member who you know is going to be home. You can ask your boss if you can have it delivered to work. You can have a neighbor come pick it up for you, things like that. The other big tip this year is, sometimes people are home and the package comes and it's sitting outside and you're just, I'll get it in a couple minutes, and you get into Netflix or something else and you're watching and you forget about it, and then you go out an hour later to pick it up and it's gone.
And as always, if you see something, say something. The thing with the packages today there, James, bring them in a hurry. Just because of the rain around.
Yeah, if they don't get stolen, they will definitely get wet.
Yeah, and you could gift the cameras.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a good gift I'd like to receive.
Yeah.
Make my home safer. Thank you.
Yeah, why not? That could be an idea for you. An umbrella might be a good idea for a gift as well, as we've got rain around for most. Numbers in the mid-40s. Both weekend days look pretty similar. Scattered showers just around. And then even into next week. But I think really the big highlight when you zoom out is the cooler air as we go into the middle and second half of next week, which is your holiday Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is steady there getting to Thanksgiving. We'll be back at 7:25 with more news and weather.
Have a wonderful...
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.